This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, December 11th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. As John Hamilton's tenure as Bloomington mayor nears an end, he took time to look back on the accomplishments of his 2 terms in a special Q&A with Inside Indiana Business. Hamilton decided not to seek a third term, calling it a hard decision that, quote, felt right. He says the city is well positioned for the future.
I think Bloomington fundamentally will and needs to stay committed to being a high quality of life small city with great trails and great parks and great quality of life and great commitment to walkability and bikeability and the arts, and to make it a really fun place to live in. And I think we can do that and not try to be anybody else, but to be who we are. And I think we'll be just fine.
You can connect to the full Q&A at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Indiana University has named a University of Missouri leader as chancellor for its Indianapolis campus. Latha Ramchand, who now serves as executive vice chancellor and provost for the University of Missouri, will start in the post on February 12th, just months before IUPUI splits and the IU portion transitions to IU Indianapolis in July. She will also be a faculty member and professor of finance in the Kelley School of Business. Officials from Purdue University and Belgium-based semiconductor research company IMEC have cut the ribbon on a new research and development hub at the Convergence Center on the West Lafayette campus. Purdue says IMEC having a presence in Indiana will, quote, help facilitate groundbreaking advancements in semiconductor technologies. Friday's ribbon cutting came about 7 months after Purdue and IMEC signed a memorandum of understanding to advance R&D in Indiana's semiconductor industry. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Bigwigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
An Elkhart-based not-for-profit has opened a new family shelter that aims to help families transition into more permanent housing. Our partners at Fox Michiana report Faith Mission of Michiana cut the ribbon last week on the Graber House with plans to welcome its first families next month. The new shelter features 7 2-bedroom units and 4 3-bedroom units, as well as a community space and on-site laundry, among other amenities. Executive Director Ross Swihart and Resource and Development Director Mike Perez talked about the benefits of having such a shelter in place.
You don't want individuals, but especially families, to be in any type of institutional housing any longer than they have to be. They need to be in their own permanent space, and then they can function like families.
By the time you get into this program, you're actually moving forward with yourself, and then you've already started some of the building blocks. So you're not starting at the very bottom. You're maybe a little bit further ahead.
Families at the shelter will receive different types of programming to help them get back on their feet, including financial training. The first families are set to move in January 1st. The Indiana Department of Transportation has qualified for a federal grant of up to $500,000 to explore expanding existing Amtrak rail service between Indianapolis and Chicago. INDOT is expected to use the funding to develop a service plan for the Amtrak Cardinal line that would include increasing its frequency from 3 days a week to 7 days and improving travel times. The plan calls for determining how much it will cost to make and maintain those changes. With an estimated $1.7 billion in projects, including the Elanco Animal Health Corporate Campus, 11 Park, and several hotels, tourism officials say they're bullish on what it will mean for businesses and economic impact in downtown Indianapolis. Visit Indy's Senior Vice President Chris Gall.
You look to the city skyline and you see lots of cranes, lots of dust and debris in the central business district, and that's a good sign that there's confidence in our market, confidence in our city, and projects, as you just mentioned, are moving forward in a meaningful way, and they have been since the pandemic. We know visitation is back. We know those who live in our downtown in terms of residents is back. Really, it's that daily commuter who are thinking about working downtown and where they live and how that virtual office has changed. But we have great confidence in the tourism-related projects that are coming online, almost $2 billion, with Gainbridge already up and running in time for the NBA All-Star Game.
We'll have more on the impact of several major concerts planned for Lucas Oil Stadium next year in tomorrow's Inside Edge morning briefing. Vincennes University President Chuck Johnson is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.